I guess I should ride with Lex.
They talk about man. Oh no. Yeah, it's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to wrong, but you get another legacy.
If you gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, soldier seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. They don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Scarring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. It's the one West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
Whoop, whoop. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite, before I came to campsites. I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we the long supper. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped at a Hummer. Just like you wanted my trooper could cut you. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UPK. One West, UPK. One West, one West, one West, UPK. One what? UPK. One what? UPK. One what? One what? One what? UPK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, passe, is we, damn niggas, yatu, sabe, hey. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're...
Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. A minute, yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted, we hear the truth and reject it. But love is getting corrected, and all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy?
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog, it's a dog.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was designed fire for our babies to pass through. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Shalom, 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 Israel. This is the ISUPK, man. Started 125th Street, Harlem, New York, 1 West, under the command of General Yohana. We teach, man, to blacks, Native American Indians, and so-called Latinos, man, that we are the people of the Bible, that we are the Jews, we are the Israelites. You understand? I want to say, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Shabbat to the Akim, Yahweh Shema, Latham Ba'Shem, Abishad to the Akwakim, man. Tonight, man, is the Monday night history class. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to everyone. Hope everybody doing well, you know, on this Monday evening. You know what I'm saying? We made it back to another Monday, man, Monday night history class. You understand? The water to the Most High for that, you know. A lot of our brothers and sisters, man, was not fortunate to make it, man. We got to realize that, you know, being able to just be in class tonight, man, and, you know, and be in attendance is, you know, such a wonderful thing, man. You understand? Tonight we're going to be talking about, you know, staying focused. You know what I'm saying? Staying focused in these last days, man. You understand? But before we get to that, I want to talk about something that we touched on in the last class. It's going to be kind of the first part of the class, going to be kind of like a continuation, man, from last week. You know, some things we was talking about. The brother had mentioned something, man. I just want to touch on, going a little bit of detail about this currency as it opposed to the fiat currency versus the petrodollar. Okay, We're gonna do a little history breakdown on that. All right, the brother Ayan Shanai, how about you, Mr. Barakatah? Checking in from Rice, Virginia. All right, wild to see you. Hope everything good with you. Young man Kamari checking in for Chester, Virginia. All right, how about you, Mr. Barakatah? All right, good to see you here, brother. Officer Mataza Akara, how about you, Mr. Barakatah? Checking in from Chester, Virginia as well. Okay, Chester in the house tonight. All right, Waf Hadasad checking in tonight, man. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Lathan Shimi Hawashad. She checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. All right, Norfolk in the house. Okay. All right, we got Waf Shakar. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Lathan Shimi Hawashad. Property in Rib of Ion Pequot, checking in from Rice, Virginia. All right, Shalom, sis. Shalom. Okay, we got a new sister checking in, Tronda Ellis. Get his sister a hand. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Lathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai, checking in from Hampton, Virginia. All right, good to see you. Glad to see you coming in tonight. All right. Young man David Parker checking in from the R. You understand? Get that brother a hand, man, checking in, coming all the way in from the R, man. You know what I'm saying? Richmond, Virginia. You know? We got Atwa Fryer, you know what I'm saying, in the house tonight. Yahweh Shema, Lathan Shema Shad, you know what I'm saying, as usual, in regular attendance, you know what I'm saying. Ribbon Property Officer 1000 Taza Kara, checking all the way in from Chester, Virginia. All right, good to see you, good to see you. Zaraka, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Lathan Shema Shad, Ribbon Property Officer 50 Yabakar, checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk back in the house, coming in again. All right, all right. Okay, Officer Yabakar checking in tonight as well from Norfolk, Virginia. Yahweh Shemiyah Shabarakatah. All right, well, to see you out. Officer 500 Yagadar checking in for Prince George. Shalom, Yahweh Shemiyah Shabarakatah. All right, social media specialist. You know what I'm saying? The brother just got the new show airing on Sundays, Chop and Cut. You know what I'm saying? Chop and Cut. You know what I mean? Sunday night, 7 o'clock, on the Eastern Shore channel. All right, get that brother a hand. Okay, how about Shoshim Qatar? We got also 5K, Yerashimov checking in from Norfolk, Virginia as well. All right, Shalom. All right, Atwaf Dabara checking in from the R, Richmond, Virginia. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema, Lathan Ba Shema Shai. Good to see you tonight. See, we got a full house tonight. Atwaf Tower Boff in the house, man, checking in. You know what I'm saying? From Williamsburg, all over the state right now. You know what I'm saying? We rolling in from all over. You know, Rice, Virginia. Yahweh Shema, Lathan Ba Shema Shai. Good to see you, sis. Everybody checking in from Williamsburg, Richmond, Chester, Norfolk, Hampton. Did I mention Rice? Okay, we got Princess Tazarai in the building. Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Lathan Ba Shema Shai, Rakatah. All right, got the family awesome Taza Kara checking in tonight. You know what I'm saying? The usuals. Okay, all right, we got a whole roster lined up. Everybody in the house tonight, man. Yeah, before we go into talking about that currency thing, I wanted to touch back on that currency thing. Some of y'all might remember, you know what I'm saying, we had a little discrepancy concerning that. So what I'm going to do before we, get into anything too much, is, touch briefly, talking about that fiat currency, man, versus the petrodollar, all right? Give a little history on that as well tonight, you know what I mean? I'm going to go back into some of those same scriptures that we read also last night in the book of Revelations and how it relates, you know what I'm saying, to this currency and to the value of the dollar as it relates to the dependency of the world, you know what I mean, how powerful, the dollar is, man, whether it be the fiat or the petro, you know what I mean? But first, if I get a chance to get into our lesson, but all that kind of can tie in, it will tie in, I would like to go to Matthew 24 and 36. 36. Yeah, I can start off at 36. I'm gonna go back here anyway. Hopefully later, I'm gonna go back here. But I just wanted to set the tone with a scripture, you know. I just wanted to set the tone with a scripture, you know. Yeah, man, we want to continue to stay focused, man, and not get distracted, you know what I mean, in these last days. You know what I mean? We want to continue to stay focused and not get distracted in these last things. There's a lot going on as far as, you know, pertaining to the wars and like, share, and subscribe. Okay, the water fryer, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just want to say, man, that, you know, we got to stay focused, man. This is not the time to lose your focus. You understand? Satan gonna be coming at us, man, in all type of ways, man. And you know, we in the end, we in the last days. There's a lot of things going on in the world, man. Things may begin to get harder for each one of us individually, you know what I mean, in this walk. But our salvation is nearer than ever. You know what I mean? The coming of Christ is nearer than ever. You understand? So, you know, I myself, you know what I mean, anybody in this class or in this truth, man, would be a fool. You know what I mean? The water, yeah, facts, you know what I'm saying, Most High Christ, you know, would be a fool, man, you know what I mean, at this time, man, you know, to lose focus, man. And it's very easy to do. You know what I mean? You're fighting against a lot every day. And it's easy to just lose focus and lose focus of the big picture, right? And it would be a shame at this time, you know, being so close to the end and to the finish line to lose your focus. You know what I mean? And that's just a little bit about what we're going to, you know, be talking about tonight and how to stay focused. You understand? As far as it pertains to working in these last days in the end. You know what I mean? Staying focused on the work. That go for myself, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, you know what I mean? And you know, and all the rest of us. Okay, Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour know of no man. You see what I'm saying? See, we don't know when that day gonna come, man. Just like we sitting here right now having a conversation. You know what I mean? We in class tonight. You know what I mean? We don't know the day or the hour, know of no man, right? You know, right now, if Christ was to come back, how many of us are in a mindset that he would come back? You know, how many of us would be surprised? You know what I mean? As I'm talking here right now, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, Christ just, you know, he appeared. It's happening. We at that day. See, that's how it's going to be. Just like right now. Right? We don't know. But this the mindset we got to be in. Every day when you wake up, we got to be in a mindset that, you know, today could be the day. This could be the hour. From the time I started this class until I finished, for all we know, Christ could be back. You understand? It says, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. This is Christ speaking, by the way. You know what I mean? Say only the angels of heaven know, man, and the Father know that day. We don't know. That's why you got to be ready. You got to be prepared. You understand? And if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You understand? Verse 37. And I'm going to come back to this later. I'm going to come back to this whole parable. Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? It was proposed to me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, I mean, it is. Christ could come back right now. You know what I mean? And, you know, we got to be in that mindset like that every day. This could be it. You know, and how will Christ find you? How will he find me? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll find us doing the work, you know? Verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? You know, and why is he talking about the days of Noah? You know, he's trying to say, he's making a comparison as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You understand? This was Yahweh Shai, man. He was still on the earth at this time. You know what I mean? 2,000 years ago. Okay, I'm glad to see you in the building. OG Pete, young man Kamal in the house, man. Yeah, how about you? Nah, checking in for P-Town. P-Town in the house. You understand? You know, so we just don't know, man. You know what I mean? We just don't know. It's not, it's going to be not, you know, such a obvious thing when he returns, right? And this is what verse 38 going to explain. This is what Christ trying to tell us. He hadn't even left the earth yet, right? He prophesied of when he would be coming back. You know what I mean? And this was over 2,000 years ago. So how actually close do you think we are, man, to the end? This was Christ before he was even crucified, speaking of how it would be in the end time. He was in Rome, well, under the Roman, in Jerusalem, under the Roman Empire. You know, Roman rulership at the time. We got Princess Amadah in the house. Shalom, sis. Shalom, your house. Shema Thumba, Shema Shad, checking in from Va Beach. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just how close are we now? He talking about it over 2,000 years ago, man. You know, here it is. It's 2,000 some years later. How close are we? Okay, verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, right? Before the flood came and the Most High decided to destroy the earth that time by water, they were eating and drinking. Everybody eating, man, and drinking, man. Sitting at home, eating dinner, watching TV, drinking, you know what I mean, cold soda, drinking a little bit of liquor. You know, some strong drink, some wine. You know, everyday life just going on. You know, we in class tonight. Somebody watching some movie right now or some show. You know, telling the kids, hey, take a shower, get ready for bed. Everything regular. You know what I'm saying? Marrying and giving in marriage. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, having sex. You know what I'm saying? Marrying and giving in marriage. You know what I mean? People going about their regular days and regular affairs until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Everybody was going about their everyday business. Everybody still partying. Everybody still running around in the earth having sex. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody eating and drinking and having a good time and going to the concerts and the vacations and, you know, sisters shaking their butts and brothers doing whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? You know, out there in the world, man. Everything, you know, everybody going about their regular, you know, daily affairs. Everybody going, clocking in, going to work. You know what I mean? Verse 39. And knew not until the flood came. They didn't know, man. So I asked the question, these people were oblivious. How many of us out here right now, well, we do know at least it's 2/3 out there right now not thinking about Christ returning. Not thinking about World War III. I mean, they hearing about it. It's catching a buzz. I will say that. It is catching a buzz. But they really not aware because a lot of them still going to be in the Christian church Sunday. A lot of them going to still be in the Muslim mosques. A lot of them still going to be marrying and running around having sex. It ain't stopping from having sex. That ain't stopping them from putting that blend in their goddamn mouth. You know what I'm saying? That ain't stopping them from going to these P. Diddy parties. It ain't stopping brothers from selling drugs. It ain't stopping brothers from getting high. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting ready to get up, go to work tomorrow. You understand? And took them all away. This flood came and took all of them away. They ain't even know. They ain't have a clue, man. The brother had been telling them. You know what I mean? Noah had been telling them. The same way we out there in the corners telling brothers and sisters now that this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. I mean, you can hear it in the news. Even Trump telling you. There's rumors of wars. Like I say, and it's I believe this very chapter. You know, it's rumors of wars right now. You know? It's rumors of wars. You can hear it on the news. Trump, you heard about it hollering, whispering, World War III, World War III, Iran, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, China name being talked about in the mix. Talking about the Houthis, the Yemen, you know what I'm saying? Saudi Arabia. A lot of these Middle Eastern countries. Everybody getting in the mix. So we right there. The signs are right there. You know what I mean? But how many of us is actually in the truth really taking heed and looking at it like that? You know what I'm saying? For what it really is. You know what I mean? We hear about it all the time. Command General Yohana talking about it. Most of the prophets talking about it. Cap talks about it all the time. You know what I mean? We are really letting it sink in to the point of how it affects our everyday lives. You know what I mean? You know, let me get a 1 in the chat, man, if you can relate to what I'm saying. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you can relate to what I'm saying. And if anybody got anything they want to input, you know what I'm saying, before I go into this other thing, man, with this currency, man, go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. You know, don't hold back. You know what I mean? Your opinion matters just as well as, you know, better than anybody else's, myself included. You know what I mean? All right. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. This how the coming of the Son of Man gonna be, man. Just like how we sit here and talk with each other right now. You know what I mean? Christ just could come back right now. Imagine Christ just came back right now as I'm saying what I'm saying. Huh? Can you imagine that? Let's get this first example in chapter 40, and then I'm gonna go on to something else. Let's get this example in chapter 40, and not going. It say then shall two be in the field. See, everybody, they gonna be at work in the field. You know what I mean? The one should be taken. One person that's gonna be working beside a brother. I might be here in the class teaching. I'm gone. I done disappeared all of a sudden. Y'all like, damn, what happened to Officer Call? You know, but y'all be going with me too. So, you know, we'll all see each other. But you get my point. You know what I mean? You might be at work tomorrow. We'll put it this way. You be at work tomorrow, and all of you working beside your co-worker. You know what I'm saying? Might be some sister or brother in the world. Y'all cool. You know, but that brother or sister in the world, y'all sitting up there having the, you know, usual daily work conversation, and all of a sudden you gone. The sister or brother like, damn, what happened to Atwaf Ra'aya? What happened to Atwaf Dabarad? What happened to Officer Yabakar? Damn, what happened to Officer Yagadar? Of course, they call y'all by y'all slave names, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling you by your Hebrew name, you know what I mean? You know, but they're like, damn, you done been taken up in the damn chair. They still here. Getting ready for the second death. Nuclear war. Christ done came back with 200 million angels in the chariots. Indeed. And all of that, I make it my business to carry myself. Hey, Most High Christ. Most High Christ. This is a sister that's aware. You know what I mean? With that statement right there she just made, it lets me know that she is aware. You know what I'm saying? Raya, that's right. Another sister that's aware. You know what I mean? You know. And in verse 41 say 2 women should be grinding at the mill. See, it affected sisters too. The one should be taken and the other left. That's 2 women. A lot of these evil sisters out here, man. You know what I mean? They gonna get they do just desserts. You know, a lot of these monstrous women, disrespectful women, wearing the booty shorts and the half naked see-through pants now, and you know, breasts out and all that. You know what I'm saying? Stomach out. Talking about I don't need no man. You know, F these ninjas. I can do it all by myself. I don't need a ninja for nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the one left. That's gonna be the one left. Okay. Now we got that out the way. But go back and touch on this currency thing, man. Cause the brother, you know what I'm saying, he did say something right. McGill him a hand, but I just want him to know, you know what I'm saying, what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to clear that whole thing up, and it gave me something to touch on tonight and to go into a little bit of detail. Now, I wish I was, you know what I'm saying, had some more work. I could pour some things up, you know what I mean? But hey, I'm gonna just have to talk about it for the night, okay? All right, bear with me. Okay, now we talking about fiat currency versus the petrodollar. To clear this up, you know what I mean, to give you a little bit more information, going all the way back first to the gold reserve, talking a little bit about the gold reserve. You understand? All right. Okay. August 15th, 1971, President Nixon announced U.S. would terminate the converting of U.S. dollars into gold. This is when, anytime you hear that word, the gold standard, this is when the currency was backed by gold, right? And they ended this in 1971. I'm gonna start the timeline off there, right? We'll go back a little bit, you know, down the line, okay? At that point in time, the dollar lost 2/3 of its value, right? Making prices rise over 2 decades. That's why a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, some of us been around for a minute, you will remember that a bag of chips might have been 25 cents. Now that same bag of chips is $1. You understand? Okay, we're going to continue to go on and get some more understanding. I'm going to kind of go slow. Some scriptures may come to mind. I might bail off and go to some scriptures and things of that nature, all right? Okay, making prices rise over 2 decades is now backed by, you know, belief, like the brother was saying. You know what I'm saying? Is not backed by that commodity anymore. Is more just backed by trust and belief. You know what I'm saying? More or less, these countries are taking a word that, you understand, that America, you know, can basically hold up the dollar. You know what I mean? It's like at first it was a commodity, the gold was backing it, and we'll see why. We'll go into why they took away that gold standard and everything, right? But right now, it's basically these countries are just going on a word, you know what I'm saying, of America that, you know, that it can hold its own. And all of these countries are trusting in America because right now, America, the dollar is the #1 world's reserve. You understand? We're going to see this process, though. Just walk with me for a minute, okay? It's now backed by belief, right? Gold tripled in price. The dollar slumped in international value at that time, right? You know what I'm saying? The gold became more of a commodity when they made this move, and the dollar is slumped because it was no longer backed by anything. You know what I'm saying? You know, people didn't really believe in it at the time. You know what I mean? What was gold standard and why was it abandoned? Right? What was the advantage of the gold standard? We're gonna be talking about in the drawbacks. And is returning to the gold standard something that could fix issues we face today? All right. Gold standard was introduced in 1944 towards end of World War II to 1971. Okay. It was the Bretton Woods system is what it was called. Allies would make their money exchangeable, right? Might have been the yen, at the time, the pound, just to name a couple of the currencies. You know, some of these other allies, you know, would exchange their money for US dollars with this Bretton Woods system, right? Which was then interchanged by gold, right? Britain, Canada, and China, that's the name a few, was a part of this back then, right? So it's like whatever money was being issued was also backed by a certain amount of gold. Okay. Many countries use gold standard during the early 20th century, but it was largely abandoned after the Great Depression and the Bretton Woods Agreement, right? Advantages. Gold standard was thought to provide stability and predictability in exchange rates, right? Okay, as it limited the ability of government to inflate the money supply. The government could only issue out as much money that, you know, it had in gold. You understand? It won't just no printing money. You know what I mean? Whatever was printed out, you know, it was backed by the gold. So it kind of kept the government, you know, true, you know. And these countries would trust in you as long as they knew that you had the gold to back the money that you was printing out. Right? That's where the confidence came in, and knowing, okay, they got the gold. They giving us however much so dollars. I know they got the gold, you know what I mean? So the money that I have is not just something printed out of thin air. This has value because I can take this money and I can exchange it back for the gold. Okay. But with this system, right, it restricted a government's ability to respond to economic crisis, quote unquote, by controlling its money supply. You know, they couldn't really do what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? As in they was restricted by the amount of gold that they had, right? So let's go on to further explain this. The dollar, you know, is now backed by two things: the government ability to generate revenues, debt or taxes, and authority to compel economic participants to transact in dollars. You know what I mean? So it's basically they compel all of these countries, you know, to do their transactions in dollars, just merely off their trust in this American government, which I don't know who the hell would trust in the American government, but they doing it and going the world with each other all at the same time, which shows the hypocrisy, you understand, of these people, man. You know what I mean? So I asked myself a question. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get more into why did the U.S. abandon the gold standard? In the 60s and 70s, U.S. experienced inflation. Inflation, for anybody that don't know, was extremely rising prices, which they talked about this. You know, Trump came with the supposed to stop the trade and all of that. You know what I mean? When he first got into the chair, if y'all remember that, and they was talking about how it would cause inflation. You know what I mean? The prices of the goods would go up extremely. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it was nothing, no trade going on, nothing coming in, which gonna make the demand greater for the goods that we do have, which is going to increase the price. You know what I mean? And the prices was going to be, you know, basically increased on us, you know what I'm saying, through a higher tax. You know, we would be the ones to suffer because we the ones that got to pay the price. You understand? All right, let's read on. And they had a growing trade deficit. You know what I mean? Nobody was trading, right? And this is what America was experiencing in the 60s and the 70s. Other countries were holding more U.S. dollars. They was holding on to the U.S. dollars. They won't trade and they won't spend it. It became a concern that the gold reserves could not back those dollars. You know what I mean? They started at that time to feel like, man, America don't got enough gold, man, to back these dollars. You know what I mean? So they really didn't want to do nothing with the dollars and with the money that they had. They didn't trust it. You know what I'm saying? The Vietnam War cost during that time as well, right? The Vietnam War was a drain on the U.S. economy during that time, adding to the trade deficit. You know what I mean? So these countries looking at like, man, we ain't gonna trade with America right now. They don't got it right now. They spend a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, dealing with this war. Shalom, how was Shema Thamba Shah Shah Wafana checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. Shalom says, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Vietnam War was a drain on the U.S. economy, man, adding the trade deficit and contributing to inflationary pressures. The prices was very high during that time, during the war, right? Monetary policy flexibility. The gold standard limited government ability to use monetary policy to stimulate the economy during recessions or to control inflation. You know what I mean? Because they had to spend according to the amount of gold that they had, man. It really it caused the government not to be able to be flexible in their spending. And this is where the issue, you know what I mean, started to arise, right? This is when Nixon made his decision. This is when he made his decision, President Nixon in 1971, you know, to go into the, you know, to stop money being backed by gold. You know what I mean? So now he can just print money freely. He can do more things freely. You know what I mean? If an economic crisis come, they don't got to feel restricted. You understand? You know, they can still loan out, you know, print out money, give out money, you know what I mean, to conduct trade and do things of that nature, man, and let these other countries know, look, man, you can trust in this, you know what I'm saying? You can trust in this dollar. So it's more of a belief system than anything. You know what I mean? This is where your fiat currency, you know, came in at, right? But also your petrodollar also came into play too. We'll walk it down. The fiat currency, no intrinsic value. Unlike commodity money, right? The gold standard money, fiat currency has no inherent value, like the brother did say. It's not tied to a precious metal or another tangible type of asset, right? Government backing. The value of fiat currency is maintained through government regulation, right? Monetary policy and the public's acceptance and trust in the issuing government is maintained through, you know, the public's acceptance and trust in the issuing government, right? Examples: the U.S. dollar, euro, the British pound, and the Japanese yen are fiat currencies, right? No limit on supply. Government can increase the supply of fiat currency. They don't have to wait on the gold no more, right? They can just print the money. By printing more money, which can affect its value, right? Potential for inflation, though, right? Because fiat currency can be printed, is susceptible to inflation, rising prices. If the supply increase is too fast, the demand for it is too fast relative to the demand for the currency. So if it's more supplies, right, than it is demand for the actual currency itself, meaning you would have to pay more for the good. Okay? Flexibility and control. Fiat currency systems provide government with flexibility in managing their economies. You know what I mean? Now they can freely manage their economies. You know what I mean? Because they don't necessarily have to move on the amount of gold that they have. They're able to move freely now because they can just print the money, right? Including controlling interest rates. They can control interest rates. They can set the rates that they want to put on this money, right? That's why you get these high interest rates. And responding to economic crisis. Now they don't got to wait for economic crisis come, a war or something like that. You know what I mean? They can just print the money into the economy. Whereas with the gold standard, they would have to hold back because you can only print according to the amount of gold that you had. That's why they had to get rid of this, right? Fiat currency is backed by the government issuing it. The fiat currency is backed by the American government or whatever government is backing, you know what I mean? There's people trusting in America when they giving them this money, when they printing this money. You understand? That this dollar can stand up, right? Okay, now that leads us well to what? The petrodollar, right? Here we go. Petrodollars are the form of currency that is paid globally for oil. And this is more or less into what I was speaking on. You know what I mean? Which does add value, you know what I mean, to the American dollar. And this petrodollar was established in 1973, right when? After the gold standard. This is what they put in place after the gold standard. This petrodollar, right? We're going to get more into that. Petrodollars are the form of currency that is paid globally for oil. The petrodollar system is essentially Shalom Yahabah Shalom Shabbat Qatar, also Shema checking in from Midlothian, Virginia. Shalom Mark. Right? The petrodollar system is essentially the global practice. This is a global practice of exchanging oil for US dollars. They are exchanging oil for US dollars, meaning you can only buy oil in US dollars, right? So whatever country that buys oil will have to pay in US dollars, okay? In 1973, like I was telling you, the petrodollar system was created through a deal between the United States and Saudi Arabia, right? Countries agreed to price and trade oil in US dollars, okay? Oil was now standardized in terms of dollars. You can only buy this oil with American dollars. And the creation of now what we call the petrodollar. And this within itself added a lot more value to the American dollar. But it is fiat currency at the same time, if that makes sense. Listen to what I'm saying, right? Okay. Right, okay. Any country that purchases oil, that's why the U.S. is going so hard and backing up Israel. Right. This brother knows something. Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? Oil was now standardized in terms of dollars. Any country that purchases oil from Saudi Arabia will have to use dollars, right? In return, it started off with Saudi Arabia, but other countries in the Middle East started to follow, all the oil producing countries. You had Kuwait, Qatar, which Iran bombed that base in Qatar, the United States base in Qatar, if y'all recall that. You know what I mean? Kuwait and some more oil producing countries. Iran, Russia, and China not a part of this. Now, what does this lead us to? The BRICS Alliance. These are countries trying to break away from the petrodollar. Officer Yagadar, that's why BRICS is a real threat. This brother know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? You see where all this led us at this whole timeline? All the way from the gold standard, to the damn fiat currency, from the fiat currency to the what I just say, the petrodollar. Now from the petrodollar to the BRICS Alliance. They talking and saying that this petrodollar not gonna always hold up. That's what America worried about. Because if that happens, that's why they was saying, me and Officer Yagadar was talking about this over 2 years ago. That's when a loaf of bread will go from whatever it is now, let's just say it's $5, it's gonna go from that to $10. You understand? They throwing up a smoke screen, you know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but a lot of this, man, is about that oil, man. A lot of these wars and these things that's going on, man, is about this oil. That's where you get your BRICS Alliance being rumored in the air and all of this, man. But right now, you know what I mean? The American dollar is the world currency, which is a very powerful thing. A lot of goods come into America, right? This is going to lead me back to the scripture. I'm going to set it up. We're going to go to Revelations 18. Back to Revelations 18, verse 9. Now it's going to all come to light. You know what I mean? Right now, America is the world currency. Right? The American dollar is the world currency. Right now, the petrodollar is the only way that you can buy oil. So, with that being said, what does that mean? That the world depends on this currency. They trust America. Everybody is trusting America. Everybody is getting rich off America. Right? We shipped all our goods, man, from out of this country to China. So we buy a lot of goods. We don't necessarily do a lot of when it comes to trade, you go in terms of we're not exporting a lot of things, we're receiving a lot of goods and we're paying for it. They are giving us their goods and they're getting the American dollars for it, which I spoke with, that's the world currency, right? And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. The kings, you know what I'm saying? The leaders of these other governments, they have committed fornication and lived deliciously with this whore, right? That's what it's referencing when it says her, talking about America, Babylon, or Rome, the whore, right? Shall bewail her. They're going to cry and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. This taking us now to World War III. We're talking about, the smoke of her burning, right? Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment. Why would they be fearing the torment of America? Because they was all getting rich off America. America was buying all the goods. America got the #1 world currency, right? Saying, alas, that great city Babylon. Damn, man, America gone. Only reason why they really worried because they can't eat no more, right? That mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. 1 hour. There go that 1 hour thing again. You understand? We talked about Christ coming back in 1 hour. Or not knowing the day nor the hour. Right? We in the midst of our hour right now. Everything can fall right now as we speak, right? Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. The merchants, the businessmen, all the people trading with America, all these other countries, trading with America. Trading the oil in exchange for US dollars. The goods that's being imported. We're going to talk about the goods in a minute. Hold on a minute. For no man buy their merchandise anymore. See that? No man, ain't nobody buying their goods no more. Who buying all the goods right now? Answer me that. Everything is being imported into America. You know what I mean? And we're buying it in exchange for US dollars. Verse 12. See this? The merchandise of gold and silver, and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, all them linen suits a lot of brothers and sisters like to wear, all that purple, that good purple cloth and silk and scarlet, that red, that royal red, and all that iron wood, that good wood, the oak and what else good wood, all of that. And all manner of vessels of ivory. Any of y'all into the ivory. And all manner of vessels of precious wood. And the brass beds and, things of that nature. Brass bedroom set, right? That good iron. You know what I'm saying? And marble floors, marble countertops. You know what I mean? All these things, that we done got accustomed to. But they've been imported in here from these other nations. Right? They're talking about trade here. Verse 13. And cinnamon, all your salts and peppers and cinnamons and nutmeg and, all the, different seasons for your food. Things that we don't even really, take an account for. Some of y'all got a damn pantry full of seasonings. Some of these sisters in here, man. You know what I'm saying? And odors. You know what I mean? All type of old smell goods. The oils we like to wear. You know what I mean? And different ointments, healing ointments, and things of that nature. antibiotic creams or whatever. You know, your skin get messed up with the, you know, certain funguses on it. You got non-itching creams and that variety of facts. You got a damn a couple of cabinets full of all type of seasonings. We take these things for granted. It's talking about it here though. These things are imported in here. How you think they get here? They're being brought over and bought. Somebody's selling it. And who banned it? America. Everybody got rich with her, laid down with her, got rich, man. China got rich. Everything we have made in China. They got rich off us, man. And here it is, they beefing with each other. The hypocrisy, right? You know, all type of wines we like to drink. They're good wine. Man, you know, wine ain't nothing right now. But there'll come a time where somebody got a bottle of wine, man. Hey, that's going to be something else, a hot commodity. A bottle of wine, believe it or not. And some oil to put, you know, oil to put on your skin. You know what I mean? Imagine you can't never put oil on, stuff like that. Your skin dry, crackling, your lips crackling, and all of that. Man, a thing of chapstick will be a commodity, man. Right? Flour to cook with. Wheat. You know, your breads. The beasts. Need them cows and, you know, oxtails and, you know, the ox and all the different things we like to eat, right? Sheep. You know, your lamb, you know what I mean? And horses and chariots. You know, we got cars now, right? And slaves and souls of men. Even the souls of men, man. You know, verse 14. The merchants, you know what I mean, of these things. Oh, Slaki. Verse 14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. See that? Know what I mean? And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. You know what I mean? One time, at some point, man, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have these things here. The merchants won't be able to bring them in and get the money. That's why they're gonna be weeping and wailing. Trade gonna stop. It's gonna put a dampering on the world. You know what I mean? America gonna be destroyed. Verse 15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, right, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, because they can't get no money. You know what I'm saying? Think if you had a booming business and you had this one customer, man, that come and buy everything in your store all the time. This is one of your top accounts. This really how you got rich off this particular account. And all of a sudden, that account stopped. Your money gonna stop. Things gonna start going dry. You ain't gonna be selling a lot of that merchandise no more. And when you're not selling merchandise, you're doing what? You're losing money. And when you're losing money, what's happening? You're going broke. And when you go broke, we all know what that's about. Verse 16. It's saying, alas, that great city, they ain't gonna be able to leave it, man. They ain't gonna be able to believe it. That was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. This beautiful place, city, so much abundance and riches. Man, they think America ain't gonna never fall, man. That's why they trust in that dollar. They don't believe America will fall. And they take America's word on that. But what verse 17 say? For in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. It's come to nothing, man. Right? And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, man. You know, but when we, you know, verse 19, I believe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, verse 19. But I just wanted to bring that back out for the brother. This is something for us to rejoice over. By the way, when we see this, that's what verse 19 say, I think. It's 20. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and they cast dust on their head. Okay, they go rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. So we can rejoice at this, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. People do go crazy when they go broke. Give her a hand. People blow their brains out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't live without their money, man, especially the oppressor. See, we used to being broke. You know what I mean? But that oppressor, man, you see a lot of them, man, they'll blow their brains out. They rather die than to live without their money. You know what I mean? That's the mentality of the white man, of the devil. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us have adopted that mentality as well. You know what I'm saying? You know? It's the end of the world, man, if you ain't got it like that. You know what I mean? So, but we can rejoice when knowing this is a prophecy. This is going to happen. So, don't think about it. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's already, unfolding right before our eyes. Thank the Most High for that. Right? So now, man, I guess we can get into the, I hope that cleared that up from last week. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to clear that up, man, and talk about, get a little bit more of an understanding about this money. And that we spend every day. Some things we might have to acknowledge and realize, and the brother brought it up last week, so I just wanted to clear up, you know what I'm saying, to solidify what he was saying, and as well as myself, and give everybody else a more of a clearer understanding, and also as it relates to the scripture, you know what I mean, where we stand within that, okay? All right, so now we can get back to the original lesson. I was coming out of, what was that? Was that Matthew 24? Most High Christ. Most High Christ, sis. Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying? America used that funny money to extort the whole world with their military. Right. Israel is just one big air base in the desert so they can bully them Arabs. Right. That's why they got Israel over there, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they trying to make a move, you know what I'm saying, on Iran, one of the, their biggest opponents, because they really want to take over their whole Middle East but America better watch out, because if Israel was to be able to do that, you know what I mean, and if they get that oil, they no longer have a need for America. Which a lot of people don't know. Israel really just an extension of America. That's why America go along with just about everything that they say. You know what I'm saying? I believe it said Israel was the CIA intelligence. Correct me if I'm wrong. The CIA intelligence unit of America. You know what I mean? And went over there and disguised themselves as a country or a state or whatever. You know what I mean? To be able to move the way that they would like to move. But yeah, Israel is sitting right over there over top of all them Middle Eastern countries, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of oil over there. It's a lot of oil, man. And they got to secure that. You know what I mean? Because that'll take a toll on America, man, if they was to lose that petrol dollar. But they would like to seize control of the oil. Facts. Mossad is the CIA and they run Israel. Right. There you go. The Mossad. That's the name of it. Okay. Now, let's tie it all in. All right. Most High Christ, brother. All right, the water. Okay, so now we know, okay, we're going to tie everything again. All of this, it plays into, we talked a little bit about the currency, you know what I'm saying, the trade, and how the world depends on, you know what I'm saying, the trade of America, right? But also in the midst of that, it touched on, you know what I'm saying, America being judged in 1 hour, by that nuclear war, you know what I mean? This is a prophecy. All of these things going to happen. which is kind of leading us up to where we at now. We right there. You know what I mean? We in them last days. Shalom, how about Shabbat, a sign. By Yah, checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. Boy. All right, okay, all right. Shalom, shalom. Most High Christ. Get that brother a hand. Okay. Here we go. So we tied all in. And you know, we are in these last days, man. You know, so I'm gonna go back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse, what was that? 36, I was at 40, something like that. We're gonna go back to that, man. But we got to stay moving in these last days, man. We got to stay focused. You know what I mean? You can bet your bottom dollar that all these things we talked about gonna happen. Like it said in verse 36, but of that day and hour, know of no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only, right? But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? That's how it's gonna be. Everything gonna be regular. We talked about all that. Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right? Verse 39. And it knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. It's comparing the days of Noah, right? During the destruction of the world, during the flood by water, of how things are going to be right now when the world is destroyed by fire, right? Verse 40. Then we talked about this shall two be in the field, the one should be taken and the other left. Verse 41. Two women should be grinding at the mill, the one should be taken and the other left. Verse 42. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come. We don't know, man. So you got to stay watch. If you stay watching, then that means you what? You on point. You prepared. Ain't nobody gonna catch you off guard. You see what I'm saying? Now we about to talk about what we should be doing, what mindset we should be in, right? In these times. This is what the scripture is leading us at. This is what Yahweh Shai was telling us over 2,000 years ago, as it pertains to even today. He's preparing us, giving us the blueprint of what mindset we should be in, just in case if anybody needed and wanted to know. But it's in here, so somebody was going to need to know. Right? Verse 43. But know this. And remember, this is Yahweh Shai talking to you. This in red letters. That if the good man of the house had known and what watch the thief would come. If this good man would have known at what time a thief would come, right? He would have watched and would not have, right, Most High Christ, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. You know what I mean? If he would have known, we don't know the time. You know what I mean? You know, that's why the scripture say the Lord come like a thief in the night. You don't know when it's going to come, when he's going to come. And, you know what I'm saying, had you known, you know what I mean, that he was going to come, you know, it's saying that this good man would have been prepared. He would not have allowed him to be, you know, his house to have been broken up or broke into. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have allowed that had he known. No, we don't know the time. But that's why Yahweh Shai basically trying to tell us in this parable what? What is he trying to tell us in this parable? It's very simple. Somebody in the chat, let me know what is this parable? What is he trying to say to us in this scripture? I seen Raya just put something in there. What's being said here? You know, if I'm in a house, there you go right there. Get on some Tazak right here. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. Right. You know what I mean? If you sitting in your house, stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. Right. You would be on point if you know a thief is coming. Right. You watching. You watching for him. You already prepared. You ain't gonna let them break in your house. You ain't gonna get caught off guard. But see, a lot of brothers and sisters gonna get caught off guard. They ain't ready. They ain't on point. They ain't prepared. They got their mind all in the clouds. Some goddamn gone with. You know what I mean? Man, all off in the clouds. Don't have a clue. And that's why this truth important, man. Because guess what? We wouldn't have a clue either. We'll be out there marrying and giving in marriage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still go about our everyday lives, don't get me wrong, but we ain't doing some of the things that we used to do. You know what I mean? We are getting ready. The Commander General Yohana said something that was very key. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was basically saying that it's gonna come some hard times, right? But he said you ain't even gonna know that you ready until that time comes. See, in the time, you know, in the quiet before the storm, this the time to get ready, right? When a fighter is preparing for a fight, they don't wait till the day of the fight to get ready. They got a certain amount of time before the fight to do what? Prepare themselves. They jumping rope, they exercising, they running, they throwing jabs. You know what I mean? Working on their speed, hitting the speed bag, hitting the punching bag. So when the fight does actually come, they're prepared for the fight. But they had that time before the actual fight came. And this is what we have now, brothers and sisters. This is the quiet before the storm. This is the time you get ready. That's why they say, you know, stack your water, stack your canned goods. You know what I mean? A lot of us as brothers need to be in the gym. You know what I mean? Getting ready. While we got going to the gun range, things of that nature. Stand in the scripture. Learning what we can learn, building up our minds for difficult times to come. See, brothers and sisters in the world ain't doing that. They ain't building up their muscles. They ain't building up their strength. They ain't in here in the word every day like you and me is. So when the time comes, what's going to happen to them? They ain't going to know what to do. Then we got to be preparing ourselves for a damn influx of brothers and sisters. You can see it happening now. If you're paying attention. They going to get caught, right. They going to get caught out there, slipping. Get caught slipping with their pants down. And you know, a lot of them thought they were so bold and bad, especially a lot of them Christians, people in the Christian church and all of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our family members, man. You know what I mean? They took us in for a joke, man. In that day, the priests and prophets ain't going to be no damn joke. They going to be the joke. But of course, we still got to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? Those that want to come in and get it right. And that's what we preparing for. Not just particularly ourselves, you know what I mean? But for that day, right? Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready. See that? The scripture telling you. Yahweh Shai telling you. This Yahweh Shai telling you himself. Therefore, be ye also ready. I think that's an order. He telling you to be ready. I should have named this lesson, be ready, so you ain't got to get ready. That's what I should have named it. But that's okay. I think you get the point. For in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. At a time and an hour that you ain't even thinking about. Like I said, right now, as we talking right here, clear as day, man, Yahweh Shai can come back on us right now. Right now. He could come on back. And how do you stay ready? How do you stay focused? Right? Verse 45 gonna tell it. Verse 45 gonna tell it. Who then is a faithful and wise servant? Right? A faithful and a wise servant. See, we got to be faithful to this truth. You know what I'm saying? To one another. You understand? To Yahweh Shai, to Yahweh, to the ISUPK. Right? And be a wise servant. Be wise in what we're doing. Right? Very meticulous. Everything thought out methodically. We're on point. We're very aware of what we're doing. Right? Whom his Lord have made ruler over his household. Right? Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord have made ruler over his household. A lot of these priests and prophets are rulers over this household, man. And as being a ruler over this household, what are they doing? They working. They being faithful and wise servants, right? To give them meat in due season, right? In due season, we gonna have to give them meat. Gonna have to feed them, right? Being rulers over this household, holding this truth down. You understand? Verse 46. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Basically, it's saying, man, that when the Most High come, man, the Lord want to find you, want him to find you working in this truth, doing your thing, in class, teaching. Might find you at camp. Might find you on the chop and cut show. Right? You see that? Verse 46, I'm going to read it again. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. The Lord going to find people out here doing so many different things, man, when he come. Man, we got to be waking up, man, looking for the return of Yahweh Shai every day, looking around, knowing that, man, Christ will come back today. And when you know that, you moving like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really slipping. You know what I'm saying? And you got to stay doing something. Why? Because Satan always trying to distract you, man, especially right now. Satan trying to distract us, man. You know what I mean? But that servant, man, that's found working and doing what he or she supposed to do, verse 47, verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. He's going to make you, you're going to be a ruler, man, over all his goods. Because he knew when he came back, he found you working. You was doing what you supposed to do. You know what I mean? So we will get a reward, man. You know what I mean? For being on point and doing the things that we do. I know it might don't seem like it right now, but you know what I'm saying? You're going to get a reward, man. You're going to get a reward. You know what I mean? And we got to keep in mind as much as possible. Now, it is a scripture. Man, somebody might know it. I forgot. I got to go back and find it. But basically, it's pertaining to the slave. It's a scripture pertaining to the slave, as in it's something that we have to do. Right? Okay, I'm going to find that. It won't be this class. It'll be the next class. But I think I'm going to finish this parable out, though, because I think it's almost finished anyway. Yeah, verse 49. Oh, and verse 48. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming. See that? That evil servant going to say in his mind, my Lord delayeth. A lot of brothers leaving the truth in here, man. They done got distracted. You done seen them all on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Father side, that's so true. Most High Christ says, You know what I mean? The Lord that live, you know, you can get there gonna be in this truth now and be like, man, this don't take you don't lost. That's a person that's done lost focus. You know what I mean? Look, when he started doing this evil service, he shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunken. This brother done started to beat up all the servants. He back eating and drinking again, just like they was doing in the days of Noah with everybody else. He all with the drunken. He fell out the truth. He lost focus. You know what I mean? And that could easily be, you know, any one of us, man, if we don't stay focused in this truth. It has happened time and time again. Right? And Christ was saying it was like that in the days of Noah. Basically, he was saying the last days, people was just still doing, you know, and it was the last days, just like right now. Right? But what he trying to tell us to do is be that wise and faithful servant, man, and to stay focused in these last days and realize you in the last days. You know what I mean? We on the break of World War III. They still had that same mindset, man, the prophets, man, years ago that ain't never even see this day. They didn't even see this time. They was asking Christ 2,000 years ago when the end would be. It's probably why he had this conversation now. See what I'm saying? They was in that mindset already. A lot of these things that we read in this Bible, man, ain't just in here, man. It's for, that's what the scriptures say, man. I believe it's in Romans 15:4 that the scriptures is for our comfort. It's for our learning. It's the blueprint. You understand? Okay? Verse 50. The Lord of that servant, man, shall come in a day when he looketh not for him. See that? This brother ain't paying attention. He giving you an analogy of a brother that ain't focused. He giving you the analogy of a brother that's done when he sleep. Right? And then an hour that he is not aware of. Brother not aware. That's a brother not aware. You got to stay aware. You got to stay on point. You got to stay sober and diligent. You know? You know? There's a saying out there in the world, some of y'all might know. Don't get caught slipping. Watch your back. All this and that. This is basically what this saying the same thing. What's up? We waiting for the coming of our Father. Okay, y'all about to with saw y'all in the building. All right. Okay. Oh, saw y'all in the building. Shalom. All right. Most High Christ. Get that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? The Lord of that servant, man, should come in a day when he looketh not for him, man, in an hour, man, that he is not aware of. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to say something else. We just talked about being ready and the influx of brothers and sisters coming into this truth. We just talked about, in these last days, the rumors of wars and the things of that nature, being prepared. And those that ain't prepared, how they gonna start to come in? We always said all the time, even before this class is being said, Command General Yohana been saying it's gonna be a lot of brothers and sisters start pouring in this truth. Has anybody in this chat noticed anything tonight? Lately? The last 2 to 3 weeks or so? Maybe a month of what's been happening? Or am I the only one? But I'll tell you, it's been a lot of young men, you know what I'm saying, new brothers and sisters checking in lately. Most High Christ. It's been exactly. Brothers are coming through. You see that? More people coming in than never before. Give Wabana a hand. Give everybody a hand. You see that? I know I ain't the only one paying attention. They starting to pour in. You understand? They coming in from everywhere. All different cities. Something going on out there, man. This is an example for us that's been in here already. Right? What verse was I on, right? I'm gonna read 50 again. Okay, 51. Yeah, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of. This brother not aware, he ain't in the truth. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to get our brothers and sisters a hand. They must have noticed something, man, to come on into this truth. The Most High done led and brought these brothers and sisters into this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 51. And shall cut him asunder, cut him in half, right? And appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. He gonna be appointed his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That brother man gonna be in some terrible trouble for not staying ready, for not staying aware. These brothers and sisters falling all out the truth. We got brothers and sisters coming in the truth, and brothers and sisters got ready to be falling out the truth. Some of them fell to the wayside, man. You know what I mean? But I mean, you those of us that's here as of now, you know what I mean? We gotta look at that as an example. You know? And stay on point. You know, it's imperative, important for us to stay on point, man. You know, and it say blessed is that man that's found in the work. You know what I mean? It was told to me, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't just be ready, get ready, but how you be ready is staying in the work. You know what I mean? Because why? The more you in the work, and sometimes it's a push, you know, the Satan come at you to stop you from, you know what I mean, from doing the work and from doing a lot of things in the truth. You know what I mean? In a lot of different ways. But you got to be careful and push through that. It's all about what you doing. You know what I mean? I got this brick wall behind me. This brick wall was put together brick by brick until it became a whole wall. You know what I'm saying? You got every brother and sister in here putting in a brick to build this brick wall. Putting your brick in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But your brick is your brick. Even though we all doing it together. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's go to 1 Corinthians 3. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. With that being said. Oh yeah, this is perfect. That was the cue for this chapter. Yeah. That was the cue for this chapter here, man. I hope everybody, man, you know what I'm saying, still hanging in there with me, man, getting something out this lesson tonight, man. You know what I mean? Because if you did, and I sure did, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to tell you, see, I give this scripture to myself first. You know what I mean? Before I give it to you, I give it to my damn self. You understand? Yeah. I got to get it first, right? Before I'm able to give it out. You know? You know what I'm saying? We gonna get a little bit of this here and go on down, right? And now, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Christ. This is Apostle Paul talking to the church, the school in Corinthian. You know what I'm saying? This is a school that he had in Corinth. They was having some issues in the school. You know what I'm saying? Verse 2. I have fed you with milk. He was saying he fed them with the milk and not with meat. And not with meat. You know what I'm saying? More heavier things of the scripture. You know, we talk about the milk scriptures a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of officers coming in here. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know about the milk scriptures. And before you get on to the meat scriptures, which is more of a difficult understanding, you got to get the milk scriptures first. You got to get your foundation, get your base. You know what I'm saying? You don't just skip the milk and go to the meat. You understand? Or the scripture. You get the milk scriptures first, right? And a lot of officers and things of that nature in here, they know what the milk scriptures are. For hitherto you were not able to bear. He was telling you ain't able to bear the meat scriptures. Neither yet now are you able. They weren't ready then, and you ain't even ready now. You know what I'm saying? You should be ready now. What he telling them for these meat scriptures. You still on milk. Verse 3. For ye are yet carnal. I mean, they still thinking in a worldly mind, right? For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, and are ye not carnal and walk as men? So it was a lot of divisions and things going on amongst these brothers, man. Really what he doing, he coming to check the camp. As we might get a check in the day, you know what I'm saying? From a superior. You know what I'm saying? Paul was, you know what I'm saying, like a superior captain, a general, you know what I mean? At that time, you know what I mean? He set up these churches, you know what I mean? I guess he caught with some things going on in the Corinthian church school, and he had to come and set some things straight, right? Listen to what's going on. Verse 4, for while one saith, I am of Paul, right? You got one brother saying, I'm with Paul, man. And another, I am of Apollos. You know what I'm saying? No, man, I'm riding with Apollos, man. You know what I'm saying? Are ye not carnal? Say this carnal. That's like one brother might be saying, yeah, I'm with Bishop Nathaniel at USC. You know what I'm saying? Another brother, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm with Commander General Yohana, which that has happened before. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen that in the clip before, but I did. You know what I'm saying? But, just for example, some things might be going on, you know what I mean? Or we even use the same body. Somebody brothers, going one way and some brothers swaying, to another, following this man, that man, whatever. But the whole point about it is that it was some things, divisions and strife and envying going on, a little fighting and bickering amongst the brethren. And Paul was coming to check them and get everything straight. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5. Who then is Paul and who is Apollos? But ministers by whom ye believe. He's saying, man, well, who then is Paul? Who's Paul? They just ministers by who you believe. Even as the Lord gave to every man, right? The Lord gave to every one of us to believe. You know what I mean? But they were just the ones by whom they came to believe. You understand? Just like we done came to believe, from men above us, Commander General Yohana and General Muhammad and the generals and things that captains on down, right? Verse 6. Here go Paul. He said, I have planted. He said, I just planted the seed, man. Apollos came behind me. And what Apollos water, slacky. Right? But God gave the increase. You know what I mean? The Most High, the reason why we all here, man. The Most High, the reason why we understand what we understand. The Most High is why we still sitting in these damn seats. Don't forget that. The Lord called each and every one of us in here, man. Or we would still be out there in the damn world. And that's another thing we got to all start doing. Appreciating being in here more. Because there's a lot to complain about. Living in everyday life. That's why I see it's important to be in class. Because think about it. When you ain't in class and you living in that everyday hustle and bustle out there in the world like the slave and all of that, how do you feel a lot of times? Think about it. You probably ain't really acknowledging it right this moment in time. But, when you're not in class and studying and reading and you out there with the hustle and bustle and, things going on in the world, just give me an example of how some of y'all might feel, some of the things you might go through, before you get to studying or come into class or whatever the case may be, Well, I'm tell some of y'all chime. I'm gonna tell you, when I think about it, I just thought about it myself. That's why I asked the question, right? A lot of times, man, I read unconnected. The brother, he said he feel unconnected. Right. Princess Amadah, she's feeling overwhelmed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Atwa Raya is angry. You know what I mean? She's angry, you know, and it play on your emotions. How to say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the word playing on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, her emotions, and she absolutely right about that. Give her a hand, because everything that everybody just displayed on the screen was an emotion. And guess what? I've also felt some of those same emotions, and it just dawned on me. You know what I mean? That a lot of times now, while we in here building and we in class, we kind of done forgot about all of that stuff for the day. Right or wrong? Right. Well, for now, she say to herself, I'm just sick of it, man. God dang, I wish Howard Shine come on and come back. You know what I mean? Well, we all got to hold on, man. And guess what? Guess what we all doing right here, right now? You know what I'm saying? We ain't being divided. You know what I mean? Most High Christ, brother. Most High Christ, sis. Guess what we all doing right now? Most High Christ. Guess what we all doing right now? We ain't being divided. We ain't envying and strife and all of that right now. Guess what we doing? We is practicing brotherhood and sisterhood. And guess what it's doing? It's helping us not to be angry. It's helping us not to feel overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ is true. It's helping us to forget about the things that went on at the slave today. It's helping us right now, man, to have a little hope right now. You know what I'm saying? To hold on just a little bit longer. You know what I mean? So we can get the next dose. You understand? To hold on just a little bit longer. That's why we got to do this every day. That's why we got to learn how to come together. You know what I'm saying? We got new brothers and sisters in here. We got to set the example for them. You understand? To come in here, you know what I mean? And we got to immediately, you know, anything that would cause a division, it can't have. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna need each other. We talking about World War III and all of that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't gotta like me, but guess what? One day you might need me. I might need you. You know what I'm saying? We might be all eating rice and beans together, drinking water, you know, stacking up our stockpile of ammunition and things of that nature. I don't want to disclose all of that information, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean. We got new brothers and sisters coming in here. We got to set a tone. You know what I'm saying? You know, that this is what the VA camp is about. You know what I mean? Bonding together as a unit. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know, two is better than one. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 eyes, but if I got my brother, I got 4 eyes. I got 2 arms, but if I got my brother, I got 4 arms. Sure, dude, that's very important. Setting an example. Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to be very careful, because I'm telling you, man, there's some brothers and sisters going to be coming up in here. They already coming. So we just got to keep doing what we already been doing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we just get better at it. Where we at now? So then, neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. The Most High is giving the increase, man. Paul trying to say, look, man, it ain't about me. It ain't about this, brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be giving all of that to the Most High, right? He coming and checking them to stop all the foolishness, right? Verse 8. Now, he that planteth and he that watereth are one. See that? He say, look, man, me and Apollos, we one. You know what I mean? And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. This is what I want to get to right here. That's very important. So, a positive example of brotherhood. Right. And see, you know, I like to speak certain things a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not there's nothing going on and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I figure if you speak it, you know what I'm saying, anything that may be trying to, you know, you get rid of it through speaking it into existence. You know what I'm saying? You know, and sometimes if certain things do happen, man, we do got a counsel remedy that Yahweh Shai gave us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody exempt from the process. You know what I'm saying? Myself, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Not exempt from the process. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If I offend a brother or sister, you know, come to me alone. If I don't hear you, you know, take me to counsel. It don't matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the tone that got to be set. You know what I mean? And the council is not no win or lose thing. Don't think that. It's just to gain your brother or your sister. That's all it's about. To keep the brotherhood and the sisterhood, if it come down to that. You know what I'm saying? We throw these things out here for new brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? So they'll know. You know what I mean? Because we don't keep nothing in the dark around here. You know what I'm saying? We are very as an open door policy. You know what I'm saying? It's an open door policy. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of things. You know what I mean? We just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's keeping it real. All right. Now, verse 8. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. Right? See, that's what I want to get to. And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. What is labor? Labor is work. Right? Labor is work. Verse 9. For we are laborers, workers, together with God. Right? We are laborers together with God. You know what I mean? All of us together. Ye are God's husbandry, right? Ye are God's building. You are God's building. Ye are God's building, right? We are God's building. We are his husbandry, right? And we are all laborers together with the Most High, right? Key word there, together. You know what I'm saying? Verse 10. According to the grace of God, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, right? According to the grace of God, which was given to him as a wise master builder. He was a master builder, Paul was. I have laid the foundation, and another build up thereon. The foundation already laid for it, right? But it's on you how you build on it. That's why I say your brick, your brick. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a brick in for me. I can't put one in for you. You know, we got to do that ourselves. But if, you know what I'm saying, we all do put an individual brick, like I said, with this wall behind me, we can build a brick wall. You understand? Right. And this was going to keep us focused during these times. I'm saying all this to say what? Like, because like we were saying, in the world, you angry, overwhelmed, dealing with certain things, you know, but when you come into class, you kind of forget about those things for a minute, right? So it's like, I'm guessing even sometimes when you at work, man, if you find some time at work and you out there in the world, you ain't really able to be around brothers and sisters, you in the world, the hustle, the bustle, if you on a lunch break or something, pull your phone out, read a chapter, pray. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody if you got to. You know what I mean? Stay occupied as much as possible, man. Because see, when you're not occupied, see right now, Satan can't really speak to us like talking about it. Why? Because we in the scripture. And he might try to get in right after the scripture being read. Right after class over. Or when we wake up tomorrow and back at the slave. You see what I'm saying? But think about it. If we was constantly really doing something, you know, reading and praying and in class, you know, it's hard for them to get in. So I'm saying all that to say to myself and everybody else, the more work that's being done, the less Satan got a chance to get in and get us distracted, right? Damn right. Stay in the work of the Lord. Right. Most High Christ, the water. You know, and that's what we got to do to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking myself now, this is a principle that got to be learned. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think is a scripture that say occupied till he come. You see what I'm saying? You occupied with things of the Lord, you don't really got time anyway to have too many, you know, negative thoughts or, you know, dealing with too many things, you know what I'm saying? You know, always just trying to find time, you know, which me, I do a lot of reading and studying anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know, but it's also, you know, with that, you know what I mean? I got to probably do a little bit more work, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Keep myself occupied, keep myself busy in the right things. That way, Satan ain't got an opportunity to come and speak in your ear, right? Now you're angry. Now you're overwhelmed. See that? See that? That's Satan. Now you just sick and tired of it. we got to find a way, man. You know what I'm saying? That this is you know what I mean? We got to. I pray the Lord help us all find a way. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know about y'all. For those of us, you know what I'm saying, been around just a little bit of time, I've never really felt the world like this, man. The type of oppression and burden and things of that nature that's going on, man. You know, and me personally, I'm learning, man, right now, you know, being on this walk, you got to definitely walk by faith and not by sight. Because the sight of things, man, it can oh man, you know, you can feel the burden on the world, you know, and me seeing a lot of more brothers and sisters coming in here is to me that's proof. Because most sisters, brothers and sisters that come in here, they feel a burden too. That's why they come in here. It's something they looking for, something they trying to hear. You know what I mean? They want something different. You know what I mean? And I pray that these brothers and sisters come in here and they stay, man. Right, Khan's off the chain right now. Right, you know what I'm saying? Most high Christ is off the chains, man. It's different out here. It ain't the same. You know what I mean? And it's definitely in a negative way. And I believe the Most High bringing this pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? Because He want a lot of us to wake up. You know, He want a lot of us to wake up, but a lot of us still have fun out here, at least so it seems anyway. I tell you what, that damn Facebook, the most happiest place I ever seen. You know what I mean? Everybody up there rich, doing good, having a good old time. You know what I mean? You know, on that damn Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab out a couple of more scriptures out of here anyway. Right? But I said, and another bit of that, but let every man take heed how he build up thereupon. You take heed how you build every day. You know what I mean? And this truth, man. Stand in that work, right? Facebook is a damn utopia. Let them tell it. Exactly. Yeah, everybody is having a good time on Facebook. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Everybody getting money, got stuff going on, got motion, everything. I'm like, damn, I need to, you know, get up in this or something. You know what I mean? That Facebook will have you tricked up too now. That Facebook will have you tripped up, you know. Looking at everybody else, damn fairy tale lives. You know what I mean? And you sitting back like, damn, my life suck. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch that too now. Let me grab verse 11, man. We'll get up out of here. It's almost 9 o'clock. Okay. I'm gonna go to verse 12. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, right? Gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble. Verse 13. Every man's work should be made manifest. Whatever you've been doing, your work is gonna be made manifest, man. For the day shall declare it. That day, you know what I mean? We're gonna find out, you know what I'm saying, who is who in that day. You know what I'm saying? Because it shall be revealed by fire. You know what I mean? Your work gonna be revealed by fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Through the trials and the tribulations, the things that we talking about right now, when you are overwhelmed, when you are angry, you understand? You know, we ain't gonna be like that brother that lost focus and left the truth, man. Started back drinking and with the brothers and beating up out there fighting, beating up the fellow servants and all this and that. That brother work was tried, man. And it won't about nothing. Right? And the fire should try every man's work of what sort it is. We got to be serious in here about this work, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? One thing about this truth, man, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna be able to have it so long up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 14. And this thing is very serious. I need everybody to just step it up a level to get a little bit more, you know, serious. I was a pretty serious person out there in the world, I think so. You know what I mean? As a what, you know what I mean, I was into and how I conducted myself. You know what I mean? I took things very serious, man, because why I felt like, you know, at any time, you know, things could happen. Right? You know what I mean? But, you know, the same way me, myself, speaking on myself, you know, you take that same approach, you know, to this truth, man. You know what I mean? Like life and death type of thing. Not just for yourself, but also for other brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I got to be careful You know what I mean? With this, first of all, how I carry around your brother or sister, because I don't want them to see me doing the wrong thing. You see what I'm saying? And number two, how I deal with that brother or sister. Why? Because their life is on the line. If I say the wrong thing, if they see me doing the wrong thing, I might not even know it, but I might you know what I'm saying, be the reason why some brother or sister, you know what I mean? Which they shouldn't do that. But if somebody weak, you know what I mean, they see me doing the wrong thing and they be like, man, this thing a joke. Like, I could be held accountable for that. Lord might hold me accountable for that. You see what I'm saying? You know, and those of us that's been in here, man, we owe the ones that's coming in a duty. You know what I'm saying? You know, we owe a duty. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ, right? You know, right? Most High, we owe these. You know, we owe ourselves and we owe those coming in up under us. You know what I'm saying? You know. So just be very mindful. Be very, we all got to be very more alert and mindful. You know what I'm saying? Very, very much so, right? Verse 14, if any man's work a bad which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. But look, you doing this work, you in here, man, if your work shall abide, man, if you hold on strong, man, and the things that you've been doing in here, man, it's going to show. You know what I mean? It said you are known by their fruits, you know what I mean? So you got to give a brother credit for something, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Most High Christ is the water, you know what I mean? And it says, if any man's work should be burned, he should suffer loss. But he himself should be saved, yet so as by fire, man. You know what I'm saying? So, we barely be saved, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you suffer loss, man, we still can be saved, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got to stay focused, man, as much as possible. You know what I mean? And keep pushing forward, keep praying under the most difficultest, circumstances, you know what I mean? And keep doing what we're doing and pushing forward, man. This is the ISUPK, man. Started One West, man, under the command of General Yohana. You know what I mean? If a new brother or sister come in, man, you ought to have 6 months, man, to shed yourself for the world. This brother or sister is to be only saluted. Only, you know what I'm saying? Don't be all up in these sisters' faces just coming in here and vice versa for the new brothers, you know what I'm saying? They need time to shed themselves of the world. The same opportunity that you had. It's a 6-month process. Now, after that 6 months, if you got a particular interest in the sister or brother, you take it up to the head, that it'll get approved, you know what I'm saying? You court for another 6 months. You know what I'm saying? In that process, if you would like to get married, if it's approved, it'll be approved by those above us and things of that nature. If any brother, man, want to come in here, man, and get into this truth, get into the army. And I will say it's a big responsibility. You know what I mean? You got lives on the line here. You know what I'm saying? Another brother, another sister life on the line is a very big responsibility. You might have to not be so interested in your own life. You know what I mean? Your own issues and problems. You know what I'm saying? In order to take on another brother or sister a problem, right? But if you up for that, come on in here with your black shirt, your black boots, your black war scarf, you know what I'm saying, your black pants, man. You know what I mean? Ready, man. You know what I'm saying? Standing at attention. You know what I mean? And humble yourself. You know what I mean? To the men above you, man. Don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Just an order thing. It's out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's all biblical, man. You got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Say something. You know what I mean? We all, say what you got to say, and brother, sometimes a person got to be showed. You know what I mean? A lot of us ain't used to certain things coming out the world. No sweat. It will be showed to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you want to come in here, we definitely need help. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, could use it. That's why He called us all in here to the battle. And with that, man, the next feast day is in September. I believe it's the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Okay, so everybody be prepared for that. And it was communicating with everybody tonight, man. Hope everybody enjoy the rest of your night, man, and have an even better day tomorrow. Till next time. Shalom, Yahweh Ba Shema Shem Barakatah to the Akim, Yahweh Shema Nathan Ba Shema Shah to the Agwatim, man. Hey, Shalom, thanks for listening. I see you next time.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
It's gonna save all them tapes right now. Yo. And then the reading right here is, she asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me, best salute me, absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me, best salute me, absolutely, absolutely.
Bible in my right and a chopper in my other hand.
Everybody is trying to find and recreate their identity of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Every few years, black people get a new identity.
America wants the black man, the Latino man, the Native American man to his blood, sweat, and tears. They work us to the damn bone.
Come and pay a visit for your last year. I'm truly up. Make a move unless we tune you up. Absolutely, man. We know you future. You ain't fooling us. With them things trying to cool it up.
This whole world was made for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And the other nations know it. And because the other nations know it, they make sure to keep us underneath them. So for the fifth angel of the Lord, come upon you, black man, Native American Indian man, Hispanic man. You understand? It's about to get oppressive out here. You only have I know, man. You only have I know of all the families on the earth, man. Right? You only have I know, man. So therefore, he will punish us for all of our iniquities, which is our sins, man. Going out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Jerry Hunt. We are not affiliated with any fake Israelite groups or anybody else. Today, we're bringing out the truth of the Bible, that the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of. That's right.
He gon' spot you, then get you. You don't speak about it, it's not an issue. This one West world got a ring to it. I married the truth, put a ring to it.
Yes, if I'm a prophet, I said absolutely.